The modern car market looks confident on the surface. Bright showroom lights, polished paint, sales banners screaming urgency, but behind the glass walls and spotless floors, a very different story is unfolding. A story dealers don't advertise. A story they don't want you to fully understand. A story where certain cars are sitting, waiting, aging, costing money every single day they remain unsold. This is the hidden battlefield of today's automotive industry, where manufacturers overestimated demand, trends shifted overnight, and once hyped models are now quietly becoming financial burdens. These are the cars dealers are begging you to buy, not with words, but with discounts, incentives, silence, and desperation. It starts with production optimism. Factories ran at full speed, assuming buyers would line up endlessly. New platforms were launched, redesigned bodies rolled out, turbocharged engines, hybrid systems, digital dashboards, massive touchscreens, sculpted LED lighting, aggressive grilles, sleek rooflines, everything modern buyers were supposed to want. But something changed. Interest rates climbed, insurance costs exploded, buyers became cautious, loyalty shifted, practicality defeated excitement, and suddenly, these vehicles, once forecasted to dominate, found themselves stranded in inventory limbo. From the outside, they still look impressive. Bold sheet metal, precision panel gaps, premium materials, high-resolution displays glowing like command centers, engines engineered for smooth torque delivery, suspensions tuned for comfort and control. On paper, they make sense. On the road, they feel capable. And yet, they're not moving. Dealers feel it first. Every unsold car is silent pressure. Floor plan interest stacking daily, storage space shrinking, allocation limits tightening, corporate targets looming, and the solution isn't marketing hype, it's you. The buyer who walks in at the right moment, unaware that the power dynamic has quietly shifted. This is where the story gets interesting. Because these vehicles aren't bad cars. In fact, many are shockingly good. Solid engineering, strong safety ratings, impressive horsepower figures, advanced driver assistance systems watching lanes, blind spots, cross-traffic, pedestrians. Interiors wrapped in soft-touch materials, ambient lighting, panoramic roofs flooding cabins with light. Sound systems tuned to concert-level clarity. Wireless connectivity seamless and fast. Yet perception is ruthless. A design that felt bold 2 years ago now feels awkward. A drivetrain praised at launch now feels conservative. A badge that once commanded attention now struggles against newer rivals. And buyers move on fast, faster than product cycles can keep up. So these cars wait. They wait under dealership lights. They wait through model year changes. They wait as incentives quietly grow larger. 0% financing whispers appear. Cash bonuses materialize. Lease deals become absurdly attractive. Extended warranties are thrown in like afterthoughts. Dealers stop pushing profit and start pushing volume, survival mode activated. And this is where the cinematic irony hits. Because while social media screams about markups and shortages, these specific models are being discounted behind closed doors. While headlines talk about unaffordable cars, these machines are being offered with thousands shaved off sticker prices. While buyers complain about availability, these vehicles are begging to be driven home. Take the driving experience. Turn the key or press the start button. The engine fires with refined confidence. Turbochargers spool smoothly. Electric motors deliver instant torque where applicable. Transmissions shift with precision, balancing fuel efficiency and responsiveness. Steering feels weighted, deliberate. Suspension systems absorb imperfections without floating. Road noise is isolated. The cabin feels engineered, not accidental. Acceleration surprises you. Not neck snapping, but confident, usable power. Merging becomes effortless. Passing is drama-free. Stability systems work invisibly in the background, correcting micro movements before you even sense them. Braking feels strong and predictable, with pedal feel tuned for real-world driving. This is not disappointment. This is value hiding in plain sight. Design details reveal intention. Sculpted body lines catch light differently at every angle. LED signatures carve sharp identities into the night. Wheel designs emphasize stance and balance. Paint finishes show depth under sunlight. Inside, stitching patterns align perfectly. Switchgear clicks with satisfying resistance. Screens respond instantly. Climate controls work intuitively, not buried in menus. And still, they sit. Because buyers chase trends, not truth. Crossovers replaced sedans. Hybrids challenged pure combustion. Electric vehicles shifted expectations overnight. Brand loyalty fractured. A single bad headline can erase years of engineering credibility. And some cars simply arrive at the wrong time, no matter how good they are. Dealers know this. That's why negotiations feel different with these models. Sales conversations soften, managers approve deals faster, accessories become free, protection packages lose their price tags. The tone changes from, take it or leave it, to, what will it take? This is leverage, rare, powerful leverage, in a market that rarely gives it to buyers. And the most fascinating part? Many of these vehicles will be quietly discontinued, redesigned, or repositioned in the next cycle. Not because they failed mechanically. Not because they disappointed drivers. But because the market moved on before they could prove themselves. Which means owning one becomes a secret victory. You get the performance. You get the comfort. You get the technology. You get the safety. You get the build quality. But you don't pay the premium. Instead, you walk away with a deal that feels almost unfair, in your favor. This is the moment dealers won't advertise loudly. This is the opportunity hidden between inventory reports and quarterly targets. This is where smart buyers win, not by chasing hype, but by understanding timing. And this is only the beginning. Because as we go deeper, model by model, category by category, you'll see exactly how these vehicles ended up here, and why they might be the smartest purchases in the entire market right now. A vehicle can be beautifully designed, mechanically sound, technologically advanced, and still fail to capture the market simply because it arrived one step too early, one step too late, or one step in the wrong direction. That's how inventory piles up. That's how dealers quietly start hoping someone, anyone, walks in asking about that model. These cars don't scream failure. They whisper misalignment. Look closely and you'll see it everywhere. A sedan launched just as buyers fully surrendered to crossovers. A midsize SUV released with efficiency in mind right when buyers demanded raw power. A premium interior introduced during an economic slowdown. A sporty design rolled out when practicality suddenly mattered more than emotion. The result is eerie. Showrooms filled with vehicles that feel frozen in time, even though they're brand new. Under the hood, the story is different. Precision machined engines deliver smooth, linear power. Turbocharged 4 cylinders tuned for both torque and economy. Naturally aspirated engines refined to near perfection after decades of evolution. Hybrid systems blending electric silence with combustion reliability. Battery management software carefully balancing range and performance. Cooling systems engineered to survive brutal climates and aggressive driving alike. These machines were built to move. Instead, they sit. And sitting is expensive. Dealers don't own most of these cars outright. They're financed. Every single day an unsold car stays on the lot, interest accumulates. It doesn't matter how stunning the paint looks or how advanced the infotainment system is, money is bleeding quietly in the background. That pressure changes everything. Suddenly, MSRP becomes a suggestion, not a rule. Dealer markups vanish. Manufacturer incentives grow teeth. Loyalty bonuses stack with seasonal discounts. Low-interest financing becomes zero interest. Lease payments drop into shockingly affordable territory. This isn't generosity. It's survival. Now step inside one of these vehicles. The cabin greets you with design that still feels intentional. Horizontal dashboards creating width. Driver-focused cockpits angled perfectly toward the seat. Digital instrument clusters animating to life. Heads-up displays projecting speed and navigation into your line of sight. Seats shaped to support long drives without fatigue, wrapped in materials that feel premium even if the badge suggests otherwise. You notice silence first. Road noise suppressed. Wind carefully managed by aerodynamic mirrors and door seals. The suspension absorbs potholes without crashing. The chassis feels balanced, composed, confident. This is not outdated. This is not inferior. This is simply overlooked. And overlooked cars become bargains. Exterior styling still turns heads, even if buyers pretend it doesn't. Sharp creases slicing through body panels. Muscular haunches over rear wheels. Long hoods suggesting power. Roof lines tapering with intent. Lighting elements sharp enough to look futuristic at night. Wheel arches filled properly, giving the car a planted stance instead of a rental car posture. These cars look expensive. They just aren't priced that way anymore. Technology packages are loaded, sometimes excessively so. Adaptive cruise control managing distance flawlessly in traffic. Lane centering systems keeping the car locked in its path. Blind spot monitoring working seamlessly. Automatic emergency braking ready for the unexpected. Parking sensors and cameras creating a 360-degree digital bubble around the vehicle. Features that once lived exclusively in luxury segments are now standard, not because manufacturers felt generous but because they needed differentiation. And differentiation didn't save them. Because buyers don't read spec sheets emotionally. They react to trends. They follow narratives. They chase what feels new, not what actually delivers. So these cars wait for someone rational. Someone who notices that depreciation has already done the dirty work. Someone who understands that resale value matters less when the purchase price is already thousands below market expectation. Someone who realizes that long-term reliability often improves in models that didn't chase extremes. This is where the wow moment truly hits. You negotiate. The salesperson doesn't push back. The manager approves quickly. The final number drops lower than expected. Then lower again. Accessories appear at no cost. Maintenance plans are added, just to close the deal. The entire process feels upside down compared to everything you've heard about buying a car lately. And when you drive away, reality sets in. You didn't compromise. You capitalized. The engine responds instantly when you press the throttle. The steering communicates. The car feels stable at highway speed. Long drives feel shorter. Daily commutes feel easier. You glance at the dashboard and realize you paid less than buyers who settled for something smaller, slower, and less refined, simply because it was trendy. This is the secret market nobody talks about. Cars don't fail because they're bad. They fail because attention moved on. And attention is fickle. Manufacturers learn this lesson the hard way. Models are quietly refreshed. Trim levels vanish. Entire nameplates disappear. Marketing budgets shift elsewhere. But the cars already built still exist. Thousands of them, waiting for buyers smart enough to see past the noise. Dealers see it clearly. They see the inventory aging reports. They see the incentive stacking. They see the opportunity slipping away. And that's why, right now, these cars are being offered with deals that won't exist forever. Because once inventory clears, leverage disappears. Once production stops, discounts evaporate. Once perception shifts again, prices rise. Timing creates winners. And the buyers who understand this moment walk away with machines that feel far more expensive than what they paid. And we're still only scratching the surface. Because next, the focus shifts from why these cars are stuck, to which types of vehicles are most affected: sedans, SUVs, hybrids, luxury models, performance trims, and how each category tells a different story of misjudgment, overconfidence, and opportunity.